Hi, I'm Nobby Kleiman, and I wanted to talk to you today about the law of attraction. No, I don't. I want to talk to you about the law of subtraction. What? Everybody's heard about the law of attraction. After all, it was made very famous in a number of these books called The Secret. Let's change this from the law of attraction to the law of subtraction. What do I mean? Easy. If you've got a loan, a personal loan, a home loan, a mortgage or something like that, then stick with me because this is for you. I'm going to show you something that you are going to absolutely love. Everybody knows when you go into a bank for a loan, what they're going to show you, and you've seen these sorts of graphs, is this type of graph, a vertical and a horizontal. And what they say to you is, look, if you borrow this money here and you pay it off over this particular period of time here, then this is what your loan is going to look like. And if you're a good person and you do what we tell you, we'll lend you the money, and that's what you'll do. You'll pay that money off. They don't show you this particular part here. That is the interest. They don't tell you about that. What they say to you is the interest is going to be whatever it is, and in this particular case we're going to take it as 6%. The average home loan at the moment is sitting at around $300,000. So let's put in $300,000 here. And the term over which it's taken is generally around 30 years. So let's make this 30. Now, that being the case, as a rough number, not as an absolute exact number, the reality is that the interest on $300,000 at 6% over 30 years comes to something like $347,515. That means at the other end, when we get down here to 30 years, what's actually been repaid is the principal and the interest. We have a total amount of $647,515. Not bad. Did you know that? Did you know that you are paying a house and a half as such to the lender over a 30-year period? You're tied up, you're handcuffed, you're manacled to them. You agreed to it, and you agreed to it for a very good reason. You needed the money, you wanted the house, you wanted the asset, you wanted somewhere to live and to put a roof over your family. I get that. Everybody's done it. It's been like that throughout history. And if you don't know better, then you just follow what the herd does. So here's where I come in. I'm going to ask you a little exam question here. If you borrow $1, is that a plus or a minus? So you've got the dollar in your hand, so it must be a plus. So a plus is always above the line, isn't it? But if you go along and I borrow $1 from you, so therefore it's coming out of your pocket, is that a plus or a minus? And the reality is it's a minus. So a minus goes below the line because it's negative. So when they show you these graphs, shouldn't they really be doing the right thing to you and saying, do you know what, here's that $300,000. If we look at it like this, we're going to look at $300,000 being there. If we look at the interest that you're going to pay over the next 30 years, thank you very much, that it's actually going to be like this. You are actually going to be still paying out $647,000, but the reality is this is coming out of your future. Do you get that? It's your future. You are paying this money because they've lent it to you out of the kindness of their heart so that you could have a house. I think they're brilliant. Look, we need banks, people need banks, but people also need to be educated and they need to become more knowledgeable about how to manage their money. And unfortunately, financial literacy is not at the top of the agenda of banks or governments or lending institutions. Do you want to know why? Because of this number here. They don't want you understanding that over this period of time you are going to pay this. They're going to tell you about it. They're not going to make it explicit. They're not going to make it clear and crystal in your understanding. And they're going to say, oh yeah, sure, you could pay it off fortnightly. Do you do it? I don't know. The thing is, as a financial advisor, I was always being asked about how could I manage my money better. Can I tell you that people were struggling? They're struggling today, and the reality is things are going to get worse. They're going to get a lot tougher. You need to get yourself into a position right now before it hits the fan again, and it's going to come. So what you need to understand is this is the law of subtraction. Okay, so it's coming out of your future. We need to turn that around, because what happens is most people will work from say roughly age 30, where they make the borrowing, through to age 60, and then they end up with 5 years left to sock away their money for their retirement. Is that the best use of their money? Absolutely not. I get passionate about this, you can probably tell. So what I did was I developed a program called Money Rules. And what Money Rules does is, by making small changes in your life and committing to yourself and to your family and to your future, you can actually take your 30-year loan and you can cut it by around about 15 and a half years, and you change from here to there. You will pay out your loan in possibly half the time. So what I like to show you then is that if you've done that, if you stopped paying out that debt in between there, you now take the same money that you would have been paying into this loan or into here. You take that same money, but now you invest it at that same 6% interest rate if you can get that. And if times come good, then you can. If times aren't good, then you need to find a good investment. But if you take that, you invest it, you can get up to $1 million over that particular period of time. If you can cut even more off your loan period and bring it back to say 10 years or 12 years, every year is a saving. And what you want to be doing is you want to be coming back here, your growth will be even greater. You could very easily get to $1 million if everything runs properly. Now the place to find this out, the law of subtraction, to see the same graph, to see how it works for you, is a program that I developed called Money Rules. It's $997. It's an investment in your life. This is an investment in your future. Look at this. You can save, the numbers there in that particular area is, you're talking about $185,000 on one particular example. $185,000. And you're talking about 15 odd years, 14, 15 years. It's going to be different for everybody. It's never going to be exactly the same for any two people ever, for a huge range of reasons. But 15 years, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, doesn't matter. You need to get on board this. $997, it's your future, it's your life, it's your family, it's the roof over your head, it's your security, and it's your retirement. This is your lifestyle in retirement. Believe me, times are going to be a lot tougher. People are already finding it difficult. If you keep paying this, you're deluding yourself. You're lining the lender's pockets. But it's not for them. This is for you. It's for you, for your family, for your future. If you don't do something about it now, when will you do something about it? Isn't now a good time to get started? And I wish you every financial success in your future.